Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's JoshAgeddon here with the Colonist.
Woo! Hello, hello.
And we are going to be reviewing the Royal Rumble about a week or so after the Royal Rumble.
I think we've done it later than this, though. I'm pretty sure we did one, like, close to... I think it was SummerSlam. We did, like, closer to, like, late September.
At least we're consistent with our inconsistency.
Yeah, at least we're getting stuff out there.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
We have lives outside of YouTube, believe it or not.
Yeah, shock.
I can't believe it. So, the Royal Rumble 2018, what did you think of the show overall?
Honestly, it's hard to gauge. Because, like, there were some really great moments to it, and then just, like, bland moments to it.
I think the structure of the show was very, very odd.
I do too, but I understand why they did it.
I would have had...
I understand why they put the women last, because the whole idea was Rousey at the end. Yeah. So, and it's the whole, like, WWE loves to do that first ever shit.
Yeah.
So, like, that was obviously going to take the forefront, which I didn't have a problem with. I thought that the match itself was fine. We're going to get to that in a minute, but...
Yeah. Although, I think that one of my things with it was that I think that they should have had the Rumble matches bookend the show. Like, open the show with a Rumble and close the show with a Rumble.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, but they didn't do that, and it just made the show feel random. Like, oh, we're just going to have the handicap match at the beginning. All right? And then the tag team match. Then, what kind of show starts with a handicap match, then immediately into a 2 out of 3 falls match? It's just weird.
Well, I think that the actual, like, stipulations for every match that wasn't a Rumble were just strange.
Yes.
It was just a very weird lineup. Like, first of all, I didn't really understand why we needed 2 tag team title matches. There was not a single singles match on that entire card.
No, there was not. Although I enjoyed one of the tag matches.
You know, I actually enjoyed both of the tag matches, and I don't think that the reason they fell flat was any of the participants' faults.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that.
It's like... Well, let's start from the beginning, though. Let's start with the handicap match.
Technically, if you want to count the handicap match as a tag match, there were 3 tag matches on the show, but whatever. All right, so... First matchup was AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship in a handicap match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and I very much enjoyed this match. It was a good opener. Yeah, I did too.
I really think that the storytelling in that was good. You know, it gave Kevin and Sami, like, another gripe against Shane McMahon, you know, and against, like, the officiating, because it would seem, like, pretty classic. My only question is that a lot of the times WWE has done stories like this, and there's always, like, a referee out there 2 seconds afterwards saying, wait a minute, you got this wrong. Where was that dude tonight?
I have no idea.
Nowhere.
Probably having a heart attack that something got messed up.
But honestly, I thought that the match itself was pretty solid. AJ is really a tremendous performer, as is Kevin and Sami.
Yes, I love all 3 of these guys. And since they're having a triple threat match at Fastlane, I'm very much looking forward to that because it doesn't have
Well, I don't know whether you saw the news yet. That is now a Fatal 4. Depending on, I think it's Corbin and I forget who, and Ziggler. Whoever wins that is going to be in that match now as well.
I did remember a few weeks ago hearing some kind of spoiler from, like, some arena or whatever that it might be a Fatal 5-way match that somehow involves Shinsuke Nakamura for some reason. So who knows? But I am looking forward to it.
But I think now that he's won the Rumble, not to get too far ahead of myself, I think that's probably going to kibosh that idea.
Yeah.
You know, and just build it up to later, but who knows?
Yeah.
We'll only time will tell. But this match I think was pretty good. It did get people warmed up. You know, Philly is a tough crowd.
Yes, they are.
And but they were really responsive to this match. You know, they got invested into it. One of the things I really like about Philly is that they usually if they like the show enough, will cheer the babyface, boo the heels. They won't hijack the show. They won't take business in their own hand. They usually play along, if you will.
Well, I was fine with the crowd until the men's rumble, but we'll get to that. They really got on my nerves with something.
Yeah.
If you saw my Twitter, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah.
But
it's coming.
We'll get into that later. But yeah,
I like that match.
I very much enjoyed the The handicap match. That's the stipulation I was thinking of. And there was some really good spots in this match.
There were.
You know, like, for example, AJ Styles, the moonsault reverse DDT that he lands perfectly 5 times out of 10. He did it perfectly this time.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was fantastic. And the monkey flip counter into the Hurricane Rana, that was cool.
Yeah, they always, leave it to these three to really be creative when it comes to the spots and always trying to elevate the matches that they have.
Yeah.
By putting 1 or 2 new things into every match to keep it fresh. You don't see a whole lot of that with WWE style, but AJ is good with it, Kevin's good with it, and Sammy's good with it.
Agreed. And I very much like the finish.
Yeah, I think that progressed the story well as to Kevin and Sammy being, the aggressors against Shane McMahon, and Shane McMahon kind of like not giving a damn about it at all.
And I do like how they're playing off how it's kind of the inverse of the Daniel Bryan storyline, how it was the heel authority figures versus the babyface guy. Now it's the babyface-ish authority figure versus the heel guys. Emphasis on ish. I do like how they're playing that up with Daniel Bryan.
Well, and I think it's also kind of strange because they've really built it to like Shane's supposed to be the babyface, but everything they've shown you makes him a heel.
Yeah.
And the same with Kevin and Sammy. They have a legitimate claim to be pissed off.
Yeah.
And they have for weeks on weeks on weeks, but they've kind of been messing with who's right and who's wrong in the situation, and I think that's getting fans to think, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed the story so far, even though I could do with a little bit less Shane, but that's just my personal preference.
Well, that's a McMahon gripe in general. But...
yeah, that's true. All right, so first matchup, thumbs up. Thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, liked it.
Moving on to the next match, the Usos versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. 2 out of 3 falls match for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. I also thought this was pretty good. Not as good as the opener, though.
This was a good match, but here's my question: with a Rumble pay-per-view with 2 Royal Rumbles in it, why the fuck would you book a 2 out of 3 falls match?
That's a very good question.
When you know it's not going to have enough time.
And considering the finish of this match, it didn't need to be 2 out of 3 falls. I mean, I get why they did, but they could have saved that for Fastlane or something.
Well, and that's just it. I think 2 out of 3 falls, if it had given enough time, even if you kept it where the Usos got both falls,
yeah,
it would have worked better. Or if you wanted to play the Usos are really the heel team in this, get that, the classic DQ to start, which gives Gable and Benjamin the first win, then get the 2 consecutive falls or something like that. It felt rushed. They knew it was rushed. Everybody knew it was rushed because they couldn't tell a good 2 out of 3 falls story with the time they were given. Yeah,
but even with all that said, and even with a finish that was kind of I still enjoyed the match. They did some really good stuff. Like, that powerbomb neckbreaker finisher that Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin did, they did it to one of the Usos on the floor. Oh my God, his head bounced so hard. Yeah. That was sick.
It was. I thoroughly enjoyed the match, and like I said before, it's like everybody. You could feel that everybody was really working hard.
Yeah. They
were really trying to make it in that short amount of time.
Yeah. So especially considering
none of the talent for the way that match ended up.
Yeah. Especially considering that they kind of had to win the crowd over because the crowd was not really into it when the match started, but they got the crowd into it a little bit. But then the finish kind of fell flat, and then everyone was like...
and I think part of that is that a lot of the fans knew that they weren't going to have enough time to tell a good 2 out of 3 falls match.
This is why they should have bookended the show with the Rumble matches instead of just randomly throwing them in there.
Well, or like you said, make the 2 out of 3 falls match at Fastlane. Or put it in the main event of SmackDown the next week or something like that. Any other time but the time they gave it.
But with all that said... I love that they're making the Usos look really, really strong. I love that. Because the Usos they're probably the best tag team in WWE right now.
I would agree with that. I would agree. I think the whole Uso penitentiary thing, I think it really fits them.
It's a gimmick that I don't hate. So that's a that's a rarity.
Well, and I think that it really goes to show how much their mic skills have improved since turning heel.
Yeah.
Because they get to kind of, and that's why everybody loves being a heel. You hear it from talent all the time.
Yeah.
It's so much more fun to be heel because you can be more relaxed in the role. You don't have to feel like you're I'm the good guy, and I'm the baby face.
You don't have to talk about suffering succotash.
Yeah.
Oh, man. 2014 was a terrible year, wasn't it?
That was a strange year.
And 2015 was worse. But anyway.
Succotash, tater tots.
Why did he call Sheamus a tater tot? Oh, man. I'm glad we're past that. But anyway.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. And I hate tater tots, by the way. They're disgusting. I'm sorry.
Have to be done the right way. Most of the time they're soggy, and it's just, ugh.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, we have the first Rumble match. Again, should have opened the show with this. The first Royal Rumble match. This, in my opinion, was the best match on the show.
I would agree with that. I think the storytelling was fantastic of it. I actually love the fact that it was Reigns Nakamura at the end.
Yes.
I think that really played into how much people really detest Reigns, who I would not have minded winning.
Oh, if he won, they would have lost it.
They would have, just for that reason.
They would have
I love seeing Philly get pissed. That's one of my favorite things.
Man, and especially when it came down to the Final Four, when it was Balor and Nakamura, and everyone was like cheering them, and then when it was the John Cena and Roman Reigns, they were chanting, "You both suck! You both suck!"
That was also great.
That was hilarious. Although I did not start this match happy. Alexander Rusev was number one. I think he's a good wrestler, and I kind of like him. I'm sorry, but I think the Rusev Day thing is so stupid. You
hate things that are over.
Yes.
You really do.
I hate things that are over for no reason.
You really hate things that are over.
I hate things that are over for no reason. Rusev Day is over.
I did not mind them chanting Rusev Day for Rusev. I did have a problem with them chanting Rusev Day for Lana.
Yes, that was kind of annoying.
That's my only comment about Rusev. I think he's a good worker. I think the fact that this Rusev Day thing caught Spire is amazing. But
why? Why did it? I don't have a problem that it caught fire. I have a problem that it caught fire for no reason other than just it's Rusev Day. I don't understand it.
Most stupid things that get over for no reason. They just end up being catchy, you know.
And they wouldn't shut up about it for the entire match, even after Rusev was gone. Just
I thought that. To be fair, I thought that Corey doing that was a great heel move because you could tell how much it irritated everybody else.
Especially me.
And
I went to town on it on Twitter, by the way.
While we're talking about the commentary, that was the best commentary I've heard out of King in almost 8 or 9 years.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, because he kind of got on my nerves near the end, because Shinsuke Nakamura was going to win. You'd think that they would try to put him over. Now, Jerry Lawler was like, "Where's Shinsuke Nakamura? Did he fall asleep?" And I was like, dude, why?
Well, I'm sure there were a couple points where Jerry was still being Jerry, but from that point, the last time I remember hearing Jerry do commentary, there was a moment, I forget what match it was, but it was in a pay-per-view, and it was a big-time match, and the commentary table was just broken. Jerry's the only one with a headset for like a minute and a half, and like a minute of silence, and all he says is, "Come on."
I don't remember that.
And that was it. I was like, Jerry, if this were 97, you would have been nonstop jammering about shit. Like, so it was nice to see him actually come up with a couple of the little quick, you know, the one-liners and stuff that reminded me of how good Jerry used to be. So,
all right.
For his shortcomings, it was better than I thought he was gonna be.
Yeah, and I'll take him over Booker T any day. Didn't Booker T get fired from the announce team because
in replacement with Coach?
Yes,
not mad.
Massive improvement.
Not mad. I love Coach. Coach is the man.
Yes, I don't even care about him that much, but my God, he's so much better than Booker T. I hate Booker T on commentary. Michael Cole is lame and he's a loser, but Booker T, it's just incoherent babbling.
He's just incompetent.
He's so bad at it. Oh God, he's so terrible. And he and his random hatred of Jason Jordan just.
It's over.
Oh, but anyway. Oh, it's over. just like Rusev Day is over for no reason. I hate fads. I hate trends. Just...
Well, there was one of your other hated fads and trends in a match later on.
Oh, my God.
But
it's a fad and a trend that's been going on for 2 years now, and I don't understand.
So, but anyway, the other thing I also didn't care for in this match, although most of it was pretty solid, I was not a big fan of that, like, the 3 old-timers against the 3 young-timers, like, battle lines thing.
Oh, well.
I didn't really think that I didn't really care for that, because first of all, the old-timers got the better of the young guys.
Yeah.
Again. And, like, it was great to see Ray back. I love Ray. It was great to see Ray back for that one-off, which was only a one-off.
He was jacked. Like,
that was the best shape. They commented on it. That was the best shape Ray, I think, has ever been.
He was ripped.
Yeah.
I think the reason why he didn't stay is because he didn't fit into a 5-line. Dude,
he also has a lot of dates. Like, he's showing up at this place in Connecticut. He's showing up at, like, the WrestleMania, quote-unquote. It's called WrestleFest of Northeast Wrestling on March the 2nd. If you're anywhere near Crosby High School in Waterbury, Connecticut, feel free to come by. The Colonists will be there in attendance watching.
I'm in South Carolina, so I think I'm going to have to take a rain check.
But anyway, he had indie dates and stuff like that, so I think that's kind of why it ended up as the one-off, but you never know. But
back to your the old Lions versus the young Lions thing. It's funny hearing you say that Shinsuke Nakamura was a youngin'.
Well,
he's not exactly a spring chicken.
Narrative, though.
Yeah.
Because neither is Balor.
Yeah, that's true.
Neither is any of the guys who are on the left-hand side.
That's true. But yeah.
That wasn't the whole idea. It was who they had established as the old-time, the veterans against the up-and-comers, so to speak.
But one of my favorite things in this match, a rare instance of comedy from WWE that was actually funny. Heath Slater. I was dying. I was dying laughing. Because, like, Baron Corbin gets eliminated, and he freaks out, throws a temper tantrum like he does all the time, beats up everybody. Heath Slater comes out, immediately gets clotheslined. I started laughing at that. And then the next several entrants came out, and they just ran over... they started by kicking or slamming Heath Slater again. I was howling, because it was actually pretty funny.
And then to have the Sheamus elimination after that.
Yeah.
He should have just kicked him. Why you put him back in the ring? Yeah. Bad move. Bad move, Sheamus.
And then when they had Elias come out, hit him, and then just go in the ring and do a concert because everyone was unconscious, that made me laugh too. The
that
WWE...
was also a really smart idea as far as trying to get Elias over.
Yes.
I think having that kind of in the same way that they did with Punk when he had his rants...
Yeah, in the 2010 Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I very much enjoyed that. But yeah,
I think that helps Elias's stock.
WWE can be funny. They just need to do more stuff like this, stuff that's actually funny. Not when as funny as I thought the Heath Slater thing was, they ruined it when they had the New Day come out and shove pancakes in his mouth. You ruined it.
I didn't like the shoving pancakes in the mouth, but I did like the New Day just hucking pancakes at Jinder Mahal. That made me die because they did that with such passion and they threw those pancakes as hard as they could at this guy's face. I was on the floor dying laughing at that. And the New Day's kind of getting stale to me, just like the pancakes, but like that one moment,
that was a good one.
Good enough for me, and I like Jinder Mahal too.
Okay, I'll give them that. That
was funny.
I've hated the New Day ever since their inception, but that was a good one. And it was pretty that the way Kofi saved himself this time, his miraculous recovery in this match, that was entertaining, I guess. It wasn't as cool as his other ones, like his handstand or the jumping across from the guardrail to the ring. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? And I did like that Andrade Cien Almas and Adam Cole were in this match, even though they didn't really do that much.
But
I do understand.
He was in it for like 35 minutes.
Yeah, but...
He was in it. He didn't do anything, but he was in it for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing I really liked about that is that they didn't rely on surprise entrance as much from outside.
Yeah.
As they did just bringing some NXT talent to kind of see how they'd feel on a main roster, get that kind of feel, really focusing more on the talent they've got already than just people who are there for one-offs. And I really appreciate the fact that they're trying to do that. Like, Adam Cole got a great pop.
Yeah.
As did Almas.
Adam, I don't see how Adam was able to make his way down to the ring, because he got the tar kicked out of him in that Extreme Rules match. That NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, surprise, surprise, was a very good show. And
and as usual, beat the main roster show, I think.
Yeah.
Still.
So,
I mean, that Almas Gargano match.
Oh my God,
God damn.
that match was absolutely fantastic.
Gargano is easily the best seller in WWE right now.
Yes, he is.
And it's not for any other facial expression other than his eyes.
Yes, he has the best glazed over I'm dead look ever.
Yep.
He's just amazing. And he's a fantastic wrestler as well.
Yeah, it really was a great match, having Selena Vega doing her thing and Almas, and I don't even mind Almas retaining either.
Yeah.
I think that worked. It all worked.
Yeah.
It all really worked. And it goes to show that the WWE style can be really good when the right factors are in play.
Yes, it can. And at the very end of the match, it came down to Nakamura and Roman Reigns. I know we're skipping a lot, but that's my excuse. And I will say that I think it's hilarious that that Roman Reigns is their get whoever wins the Rumble over card. Because
you know what?
It works.
It works. I mean,
they
know that Reigns is winning this Elimination Chamber anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like...
I mean, just think last year. If Randy Orton had eliminated anyone else to win the Rumble, people would have been pissed. But because he eliminated Roman Reigns last, everyone was cool with it.
Because nobody wants to see Reigns wins anymore.
Poor Roman.
Except for me, because I think it's hilarious.
Me too. And I genuinely like Roman Reigns. I think he's all right.
I think he's a good worker. I mean, his mic skills are hot dog shit, but the rest
I don't think he's that bad.
The rest of it's fine. I think that his in-ring work is actually some of the better stuff that we see.
He has improved so much since 2015.
He has. He's got a real good ring presence, and a lot of people don't give him credit enough for that. I
mean, did you see the Kinshasa that the bump he took off of that at the end of the match?
Yeah.
That was the sickest Kinshasa that since he's delivered, in the one where he broke Samoa Joe's jaw or dislodged it by accident at TakeOver Brooklyn 2. That Kinshasa made me lose my mind and my marbles, everything. Just leaked out of my ears. I was so happy with that. And I replayed that over and over and over again. And then he won. And then I just screamed like a little girl. Because I wanted him to win so bad.
The pop was awesome.
Yes, it was.
The reception that Philly got was so good.
Yeah.
And you know that it was a success.
Yes.
Because right as those final two were getting into the final minutes, the crowd wasn't chanting, "This is awesome." The crowd wasn't chanting, "This is wrestling." The crowd wasn't chanting whatever. They were chanting Nakamura.
And they were terrified because there was always a possibility that Roman was gonna win. But then when Nakamura hit him and then threw him out, everyone just lost their minds, myself included.
But here's my big problem with that, though, or not the fact that he won. But can Renee Young give him more than 30 damn seconds before they find out who he's going to face at Mania? Like, seriously, he just won the match. Like, give him at least a minute to take a shower or something.
It did get a big pop, though. I think that's why they did it.
It did.
All right, so Rumble match, best match on the show. Oh, we forgot to mention the Hurricane. His one spot, he grabbed a dude by the throat and got thrown out.
I was so disappointed that I didn't get to see that choke slam. I wanted that choke slam so bad, and they didn't give it to me, and I was not happy about that at all.
John Cena, you suck.
I was so mad. I was like, you dick.
All right, so after that was the bathroom break match, which was unfortunate. The Raw Tag Team titles on the line. Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan defending against The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus. This was probably easily the worst match on the show, even though it wasn't bad, I guess, but the crowd was asleep during this match.
You know, I think they were just drained from the Rumble match.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't think it really was the fault of, again, I don't think it was the fault of any of the four guys there.
Yeah.
I think that the story they told was actually pretty good of Rollins having to really go it alone because Jordan couldn't really deal with whatever he was dealing with, the concussion thing, trying to get Jason Jordan back into it, but Rollins not being able to take out the two. In any other spot on the card, that match would have had some crowd reaction.
But after the Rumble match, it was
just dead.
You could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
It was dead silent, and it got kind of awkward after a while. Because it went like, what, 10, 15 minutes?
Gave it some time.
Yeah. But I do think it was smart of them to not have him wrestle, because isn't Jason, like, legit hurt?
He just had neck surgery.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know how long he's going to be out, but he must be Kurt Angle's son. God damn it.
I didn't even consider that.
Gotta be. No, I take that back.
That's awesome.
If he was Kurt Angle's son, he would have still wrestled with a broken neck.
That is true. That is true. That's actually a good point. That makes his heel turn even more effective. He had a broken freaking neck, but he didn't wrestle.
That's right.
That's perfect. It's a perfect story. It all comes together.
Fuck it up.
But it was all right, even though it didn't have any crowd reaction. They did the best what they could.
It was a good match. It was a victim to its timing.
It would have been better on Monday Night Raw with a crowd that had energy.
Well, see, I would have liked to have seen instead, like, you put that match where the SmackDown tag match was, and instead of the SmackDown tag match, you get Bobby Roode versus whoever.
What, didn't he fight Mojo Rawley? I think he fought him on the
pre-show, but give me a singles match on the main roster. Give me a singles match on that card.
Okay, speaking of the pre-show, all right, this is a little bit off topic. A little bit. There was supposed to be the Cruiserweight Championship match. I think you can see where this is going. Probably my favorite moment of the year so far, besides that amazing Kinshasa onto Roman Reigns. Enzo Amore got fired.
Go fuck yourself,
I don't even care why. I'm just glad he's gone. Because the dude's...
I think everybody's glad he's gone. I think everybody in WWE is glad he's gone. I think all the fans are glad he's gone. Nobody is happy to see him around.
I don't care if he did what they're accusing him of or not. I don't care what he did. He's gone. That's the best takeaway from it. He's gone. Bye. And now they're trying to revitalize or reboot the Cruiserweight division, which good luck with that.
Well, Triple H now has control of it. Vince has given it up.
Good.
And the episodes of 205 Live, or at least so I've been told, have been better of late. So we will have to see. They're doing basically another Cruiserweight tournament to determine the winner. I
have seen some of the matches, and the matches that they've been doing are very, very good. Pay-per-view quality matches they've been doing. And they also got Rockstar Spud as the general manager, which is hysterical.
Just have him wrestle. What the hell's up with his name?
I don't even remember his name.
I don't even remember his name. Because it's
Me either.
Forgettable because it's just dumb.
Just call him Rockstar Spud. No one watches TNA, okay? No one has ever watched TNA, okay?
EC3 got to keep his name.
Yeah. Well,
like what?
Well, they might change it, so...
That was named after Dixie motherfucking Carter, so...
But yeah. Anyway, so up next was the triple threat match for the Universal title. Believe it or not, I actually kind of enjoyed this match.
This actually, I did not like this match at all. And I actually thought that this was my least favorite match on the card.
I like this more than the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam, I'm not going to lie.
I thought this was a $4 imitation of the SummerSlam match.
My opinion.
Except for the legitimate for-real punch.
That's why I love this match.
That was well, it started with the knee, and then Brock's like, nah, fuck you.
Yes, that's why I love this match. Braun Strowman is the dumbest human being walking the face of the earth. Why would you... I mean, even though if it was an accident, if you're wrestling a guy like Brock freaking Lesnar, be careful. Don't knee him in the face as hard as you can. What is wrong with you?
Gotta give Strowman credit, though. He got up and continued the rest of that match. Like, he didn't just take a behemoth punch to the skull.
It did drop him on all fours, which made me laugh. I rewound that so many times. Like, give it just...
Yeah, so did they.
Yes.
So did WWE. They're like, here, let's show this a fuck ton.
Yes, and it's on my list of ever-growing reasons why I can't stand Braun Strowman. And just, it was so hilarious. That was
he took it all in stride, too. He just had an interview, like, a couple days ago where he's like, shit happens and it's a tough guy sport, you know?
Yeah.
It's what you do.
Still made me laugh. I laughed till I cried.
But the reason I didn't like this match is that it was just spot, you know, it was just like, if you didn't like chair shots all the time and power slams through tables, which you knew were going to happen, it didn't feel big. You know, It didn't feel like it was like this monstrous, you know, anyone can win match. And by the way, if they're trying to protect the F5, how come Kane took 3 of them?
That is a good point. Why is Kane still wrestling?
I don't even mind him still wrestling.
I do.
Take 3 F5s and get up from 2 of them.
Didn't he get F5s on a chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I thought the match was all right. I didn't hate it like I hated the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam because they actually shared the spotlight. They didn't just focus on the guy that I hated. But I thought it was all right. And when Braun Strowman, another thing that made me laugh, after he pinned Kane, Braun Strowman was screaming, "You never pinned me!" All I could think was, no mercy. Did you forget about no mercy? He's already
He only took 1 F5.
Yes, 1 F5 and you were done. And in this match, he legit dropped you.
Yeah.
Just
it was like, and the sad thing is you know that we're not getting that match again.
The sad thing?
Well, but if they're gonna try and build up this whole storyline of they're equals, and then you're not gonna see them clash, like then what the hell was the point of that? What was the point of saying all that? Like, well, I don't know.
Well, it
did not do it for me. It did not do it for me this time around. I was fine with SummerSlam. I did not like this match. The
only thing would have made me... I'm going to give it like a thumb in the middle, slightly leaning up. But I would have liked it more if he would have pinned Braun Strowman, but that's just me. Just pile on top of it.
That's a personal vendetta.
Personal vendetta, absolutely. Absolutely. Have Braun Strowman be accused of sexual assault and have him fired next. I don't care. Just get rid of him. I can be very, very vindictive. But anyway, aside from that, we have our main event, the Women's Royal Rumble match. Surprisingly decent.
It was good. You know what? My only complaint of this was that they need more women's talent.
That is true. That's
half of that match was old timers who did most of the eliminations.
Yes, that's true. That's one reason why I was not a fan of the brand split back in 2016. I was like, you don't have that much of a roster, especially the women's division. There's no one there, and you're gonna split that in half. Have fun with that.
Well, I'm just confused why they didn't hire more people from the Mae Young Classic and shoot them straight to the main roster.
Yeah,
Did you know that Kairi Sane didn't have a spot in the Rumble?
Oh, she did.
Because of Alicia Fox.
Her spot was her getting eliminated by Dana Brooke.
Well, but her spot was initially Alicia Fox's, who broke her whatever practicing. She wasn't even, but Vicky Guerrero was in the match.
That was hilarious,
though. Kairi Sane was a last-minute decision. That's sad. That is sad.
And then she got eliminated by Dana Brooke, and I wanted to throw my computer across the house. But yeah, Vicky Guerrero's cameo, that was absolutely hysterical. It's just...
Oh, yeah, I'm not knocking Vicky, but it's like, come on.
But yeah, I thought this was a very decent match.
Yeah, I think the pacing was well. The stories told were good. I think Asuka winning was the best choice.
Yes.
You know, as far as character development is concerned.
Another complaint, Stephanie McMahon on commentary. Why? I mean, I know why, but why?
I'll give her this. She could have made that all about herself, and she did her damnedest to try and get over everybody on that roster.
Yeah, I guess, but still she has no personality. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
Corey Graves, on the other hand. Corey Graves was so great on this show, especially in this match. He had 2 one-liners in this match that had me dying. When what's her name? Carmella got eliminated, he said, Miss Money in the Bank was deposited to the outside. I've been waiting all night to use that. That was funny.
That was a good one.
It was corny, but it was funny. But my favorite one was he always talks about how Sasha Banks is a backstabber. And when she eliminated one of her friends, he said, if you've got a back, Sasha's got a knife.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And I think that's really nice in teasing Sasha's heel turn.
Yeah, but Corey Graves, man. Corey Graves is just the best.
He really is. He is so... he's really not appreciated the way he should be.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
all in all, I thought it was good. My favorite part of this match was when Trish and Mickey were in the ring, and Trish did the little V for the whole...
Oh, my God.
At WWE, Kevin Dunn could not cut that camera fast enough.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
Because Trish knew there was going to be no repercussions for that.
Yes. What are you going to do, fire me? I've already retired.
What are they gonna do?
I didn't have to do this gig, but...
Look, and she hasn't lost a step the way that a lot of the other women who were in that Rumble lost a step.
Molly Holly was shockingly decent. Because
I've always liked Molly Holly.
Yeah, not that she was ever bad, but today in 2018, she was actually good in this match. She was one of the better wrestlers in this match.
I was actually super disappointed at Lita.
Well, I thought that given what she's been through and that she's kind of up there in age, she did okay. Although her twist of... I'd just be glad that... Well, didn't she do a moonsault and almost kill 2 people?
That moonsault was... She could have been arrested for that moonsault. That was awful.
I was more offended by her twists of fate, but she tried. I mean, it's been a while. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
But then you had, like, the whole Sasha Banks can-can kicks that didn't even, like, connect to Lita in the corner. Where it really was just her, like, kicking the air. Lita couldn't even sell it. She's like, what are you doing? Just stop.
Yeah, Molly Holly, I cannot believe she did a Molly go-round. Like, but she looked great.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them did look good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it was everybody, but of the one-timers, I mean, Michelle McCool looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly has a body.
And that's it.
That's about as much as I can give her.
Backhanded compliment, if ever there was one.
It was, Tori Wilson did her face buster, which is really the only move that she was ever really good at.
Yeah, and Tori Wilson actually looked more attractive than she ever has. It was weird.
I feel like she's either just, like, worked out a ton, or she got breast reduction surgery.
Either or.
Either or, but I could tell a difference.
Yes, I was like, is this the same person?
Yeah, but I mean, she looked in great shape, so it could be that she was just working out a lot. I was surprised Caitlyn wasn't there.
Yeah. I
was really surprised Caitlyn wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was not surprised AJ Lee wasn't there.
I was a little disappointed that when she wasn't there. Not like disappointed, like, oh, I don't like this match because she wasn't there. I was like, oh man. But then, of course, there would have been a humongous outbreak of CM Punk chants, which I think were on the show at one point. Yes, especially in Philly.
That would have.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there were CM Punk chants at one point in the match.
Yeah. And I was like,
not,
really,
not
guys?
That match, but at some point in the show.
Yeah.
I don't remember when exactly, but
yeah,
it would have made it worse.
But when the last elimination was Asuka eliminating Nikki Bella by kicking her knee out, and I really enjoyed that. And Asuka, of course, winning the Rumble and remaining undefeated. Just thumbs up. Thank you, WWE, for keeping with that.
You know, I would have really laughed if Nikki Bella won.
I would have been so pissed.
I would have been mad too, but just for like the whole like LOL Cena wins.
Yes.
To have Nikki Bella just win it and be like, really?
Yeah.
Like, really?
And then the Ronda Rousey debut, or whatever you want to call it. Some people were disappointed that she wasn't in the match, and I was like, you really think she's going to be in the match?
She may have been training for a while, but she would not have been able to last.
Yeah. Even if they put her at number 30.
It would have looked bad.
Yeah.
It would have looked bad.
Yeah, I think that was a good call.
My whole thing is that she didn't need to be in the Rumble in order for her to make the impression that she was looking for.
Yeah.
You know, and I've given this a lot of thought in the past week and a half as far as, like, how I feel about this. At first, I was kind of pissed because I thought that it kind of devalued the women and the Rumble and Asuka. I've more come to terms with it with the understanding that Rousey showing up was not for any wrestling fan at all.
Yeah. And I do like the fact that Asuka was not intimidated, that she smacked away her hand. I did like that. That was a nice touch.
I wanted to smack that grin off Ronda Rousey's face. Okay, but here's my thing with that, though. You're a UFC fighter who at one point was one of the baddest fighters of the women's division and got women to main event UFC cards, something that had never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be this real tough lady, and you come in there like you just got a goddamn swirly lollipop after a dentist appointment. I'm like, where's the intimidation? Not this. I'm like, I don't even mind the handshakes, but don't smile like, oh my god, I'm here for the first time, and I'm like, I'm such a fan. It literally was just, her reaction was bad.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd really agree with that, but honestly, I don't really care that much. Although it was funny that my dad was watching MTV the next day, and they talked about that on MTV, and they were mad because they interviewed Ronda about it at an airport, and she said that she wasn't going to be at the Rumble, and she was, which I thought that was funny.
MTV got worked.
Yeah. But, so that's the show. Again, I thought this was a good show. Not great, but good. It
was fine.
Yeah. It could have been structured a little bit better. But
1/3 of the pointing. That's my last comment on Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I could have gone with 1 point to the WrestleMania sign. That would have been fine.
Well, they needed all the pictures they could get.
I know.
50 pictures is worth what? 500,000 words?
1 sign. 1 point. All it took.
So, what would you score this pay-per-view as out of 10?
You know, it's not like any of the matches were bad, like really bad matches, you know, which is not something we've said a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Survivor Series was an anomaly because that one actually did have pretty much every good match,
except for the main event where the cliff came at the third of the last third of the main event.
SummerSlam was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
WrestleMania was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
This one was pretty much consistently decent throughout, with some really good points and some just strange lower points.
Very strange.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
That sounds about right. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah.
Straight 7.
It's you know, it could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse.
If you missed this show, really just go back and watch maybe the opening match and the 2 Rumbles, and that's it. You don't need to watch the rest of the show.
Yeah, I mean, and again, and that's not a knock on any of the people in those matches. Except, well,
yeah.
At least not the 2 out of 3 falls match. Not the tag matches, at least.
Yeah.
That wasn't either of those guys' fault.
If you love Braun Strowman, then I guess you can watch the triple threat match. But I'm just going to leave it at that and try to contain myself.
That's really the only reason you really need to.
Yeah.
But all in all, good show.
Yeah, but NXT TakeOver Philadelphia was much better.
Agreed.
Yes. It always is.
It always is.
The closest
which is why we choose not to talk about it as much on these reviews.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to ruin the actual review of the show,
yeah.
You know, the main show.
Although I think the closest they've ever come to surpassing NXT was Survivor Series. Which I
would say that those were about on par.
Yeah, it would have been better if the main event didn't absolutely fall apart.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
Well, thank you guys for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And go check out the Colonist YouTube channel, Colonial Impact Wrestling. I'll leave a link down in the description. And that's all for the Royal Rumble review. Can't wait to see you guys at WrestleMania.
Yeah, see you, Mania.
Yep. Later, everybody.
Peace.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff if you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.